Hello, Rinima.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing well, Jasvi. Thank you for asking. How about you?
Very well. Welcome to the auditions. Please introduce yourself to the judges and all the best.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, good evening, judges. My name is Rinima Borah Agarwal. I was born in a small town called Jaklabandha in the northeast of India, Assam. And I've been raised in this vibrant city of Bangalore in the southern India. My journey is honestly is one of transformation, resilience, and most importantly, unwavering ambition. I grew up in humble beginnings, but my early education in an English medium school set the foundation for my dreams. So I moved to Bangalore City at 16 with an education loan because my parents couldn't afford the education, with the firm belief that education and hard work will change my life, and so it did. With 17 years of corporate experience behind me, today at 36, I am a proud entrepreneur to my women's wear clothing brand, Miss Momo, where we celebrate real women every day and try and challenge outdated beauty standards. I'm also a social media creator. I try to inspire fellow women through sharing my stories as raw and as honestly as possible. Besides my professional achievements, though, I do play a pivotal role in my family. I'm raising my 15-year-old nephew as my own son, alongside my single mother sister and my husband, Gautam Agarwal. And this has taught me that family isn't about societal values and traditions always. It's about understanding each other and growing together. But what makes me today is an emotional odyssey, of a small town girl who dared to see the world in shades which was far beyond her small village. And the most important thing was grappling with the challenges of a world that I wanted to fit into, but it was so far distant from the roots that I grew up in. But I still found my place with strength and grace, and I take pride in that today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rinima. That was quite a moving introduction to your life. And even though we might not know each other personally, I could kind of relate because me coming from a small town, it kind of brings back a lot of memories. And I really love the name of your brand, Miss Momo. I don't know if that's kind of a take on the fact that you're not Eastern and whatever, but I really love the name. Coming back to the interview, I have one question for you because since you are this social media influencer, you just said that. How do you plan to use this platform of Elevita Mrs India Awards for impact and not just for personal branding?
Without sounding offensive or anything on those lines, I believe in today's world, if it is just personal growth that you are looking at, you have multiple channels like social media itself. And I think I have done my fair share of growth on social media. However, to make an impact in the society, you need someone who is going to empower you, and hence the platform. I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to give back. And the reason I want to give back is because I received so much from nothing to something, which is everything to me. So I want to use the platform along with my social media. And I think my only secret way is to do that is to share my story openly and without having any sorts of secrets. Because I feel the lessons I learned along the way, if I talk about them in your platform, I hope that every woman, but particularly my small town queens, will find a beacon of hope that their beginnings do not dictate their destiny. And that's how I would like to use the platform, by being there, by showing my journey, and by showing off myself today. That this small town girl, she can talk, she can take care of you, and she can also take care of herself at the same time.
Right. So I really appreciate the fact that you just said that you've been taking care of your nephew and raising him as your own son. It is a wonderful initiative that you've taken, and that's lovely. More power to you.
Thank
I
you.
would tell my other judges to ask you their questions.
Thank you, Saga.
Hi, Rinima. How are you?
Hi, Sana. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking.
What is the meaning of your name, Rinima?
It has absolutely no meaning. My mom and dad just wanted it to rhyme with my sister's older name, which is Gitima. So she ended up having a meaning. I do not really have a literal meaning to my name.
Interesting. The one thing common between you and me is that I'm also born in Assam.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm born in Tezpur. All right. So, Rinima, the one thing I actually loved about your introduction, but I'm going to come back to you with a question based on that, is I didn't see you mentioning anything about your marriage or family, husband, kids, whatever. And I like that because as a woman, that is something that gets added onto
Right.
your life later. So I'm glad that your introduction has been more about you. But then again, I would love to, scratch that surface and get to know a little bit more about your family.
Sure. I have been married for 5 years now. I chose a man who was older and wiser to me because I do believe that I needed a guiding support in my life. Sometimes I do get too difficult to handle. Being happily married for 5 years, of course, like every other Indian woman, I'm a modern Indian woman married to a conservative Marwari family. So I did have my fair share of balancing, when it comes to what I would like as a person and how to not disappoint my husband, because the goal is not to, go and create ruckus in a family. My objective was to make sure that my positivity and my love remains the same despite whatever comes my way. I would say it's not been hunky dory, and I don't want to glorify anything because, like I said, I would like to remain as honest as I can, especially since I have a responsibility of people watching me on social media. It's I would say it's 80% good and 20% of things that can be managed. I am grateful that I have the opportunity in a modern world today where marriage itself seems like such a big challenge. Overall, happy and confident that I will make a great living. I do not have a child yet because I'm really busy raising my nephew. He's 15 today, but I do have plans of giving him a younger sibling by next year. But my priority now remains Mrs. India.
Amazing. Love that answer. Really, really like your honesty. There's something about your honesty that just is right now making me put you on, where we're marking all the contestants. It's definitely on the higher side.
I appreciate
Love
it.
that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Rinima. I love your spirit in your influence. You're a very magnetic young lady. And you have a brand. You said it's called Momo, is it?
That's correct. It's called Miss Momo.
Oh, lovely. According to you, do you see marriage as an institution, or is it a commitment? Is it camaraderie? What is marriage, according to you?
Thank you for the beautiful question. I think it's a mix of everything that you said. It begins as an institution. Especially I'm an Indian girl. We always grew up understanding of marriage as an institution. I saw my mom and dad. And then I feel it moves on to camaraderie between the two human beings who decides to live this world together and sees if things works out between them, compatibility, peace of mind, all of it, right? So for me, I think marriage is companionship, quite honestly. That's why I got married. I married because I needed companionship. And as humans, I think we are all wired to not be solo. We are wired to be with people, to be in a society. So for me, marriage is this two amazing human beings that come together and make sure they bring in the best, And it's sad in today's world, it has become so transactional about who brings what to the table, who is what. But I think I have managed to keep that simplicity in my marriage. My husband happens to be upper middle class. I happen to be lower middle class, but that does not come in between us because I bring something else to the table. For example, I bring in the liveness, I bring in the fun, I bring in the glory in his life. I bring in calmness, I bring in spirituality. He brings in money, he brings in protection, he brings in love, guidance and mentorship because he's a much more successful businessman than I am. So for me, marriage truly is different for everybody. What is for you might not be for me. What's it for Sargam might not be for me. It's different for each couple. For me, truly, it's companionship. After the loss of my dad, I think I was longing for a kind of unconditional love, and I found that in my husband, Gautam, and I'm truly grateful. So for me, it's forever going to be him and I living a life, bringing in our best together, and just enjoying it as much as we can.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's lovely to meet you.
Thank you. You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rinima. Is there any other questions?
Rinima, you've got a really good hold on your communication and on your English. I would love to ask India, we all majorly speak Hindi. How has it been for you and how has that happened to you? Have you trained or is it because you grew up in a household such as that or you went to an English medium school or how?
Thank you, Sana, for asking that question. There has been so many questions and doubts around it, and I would love to answer it. My mom and dad does not speak a word of English, let alone my mom and dad. My entire village and town does not speak a word of English. Till the age of 16, I pronounced everything wrong. I called a message as masaz. I would say, for z, I would say ja. But life happened to me, When I moved to Bangalore at 16, the deal was that mom and dad does not have the money to provide. So I took an educational loan because mom had a government job, but she couldn't pay the EMI. So I had to join a call center. So I was working night shifts from the age of 17 and a half. I started working at 2006. At the same time, while I joined my first semester, the goal was to work in, study in college in the day, go to work at night. But universe has a plan. This girl who came from Assam, knew nothing, went through intrinsic 6 months of voice and accent training, directly trained by Americans and Europeans. I seized every opportunity, Sana, because for me, this was somebody who was giving me salary, free cab, AC office, and was also teaching me English. You know, it was a win-win. So that is how, and I kept at it. I learned, and I learned. And mind you, I retired as a voice and accent trainer, as a communication trainer. So I'm very proud of the journey, and I'm
Very
grateful.
inspiring.
Thank you.
Very inspiring.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rinima. All the very best.
Thank you very much, everybody.